What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Whatever We Want podcast. I'm your boy, Jazz. That's right, I go by the name of Jazz, Super Jazz, SJ,
Super Jazz.
as nature intended. Super Jazz, SJ, JT, whatever you want, what have you, and the like. And, as always, I am joined by the co-host of the show.
Yes, you know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent Big Ugly himself, Omari Ellis, Feo Grande on YouTube, sometimes referred to as Pete on the show, and I am doing fine as well.
And like I said, this is the Whatever We Want podcast, where we do just that. We talk about whatever we want. We do not lead this conversation. This conversation leads us. And we let these chips fall where they mocktober.
Every October.
Let these chips fall where they may.
Every Wednesday. That's right, it is Wednesday.
And
It's October.
before we get into whatever we gonna talk about, I put this on the last show at the end, so we're gonna do this at the beginning. Again, like I said, I'm late to the party, but I'm fashionably late. But my bad, Mr. Smith. I don't know where you at. I don't know if you went to Washington. I don't know if you joined up with the missus to make Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but I don't know. Bill, my bad. But now it's your bad. You wanted to come on the show. The red carpet is there. Walk down that bitch, baby. What's good? We got the red carpet. We got the air traffic things right here. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Where you at? I love you, bro. Hey, come on, man. What's good? What we gonna say?
That's fair enough. That is fair enough. Yeah. I'm doing good. It's October. You know, got the birthday coming up, so that should be fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. You gonna do anything?
Nah.
Huh? That was easy. Gonna do it? No. Well,
No, I'm taking a lot of time off of work
That's good.
around this time, so taking the day off. So taking the day off of work like I normally would isn't in the case this time, or at least I didn't think about adding the extra day off with me taking all this other time off. But you know, I'm looking forward to it. Spend some time, talk with people I haven't talked with in a while. Work, probably just take it easy that day. Not really do much.
Oh yeah. No, sometimes that's when you know you're getting old though. but sometimes the best like gift is to just not do shit. Like the best gift to give yourself. That's how you know you get old. Because you remember when we were young and all the old people was like, man, today for my birthday, I'm not gonna do nothing. Then you get older and you're like, I completely understand.
Yeah, I usually take the day off. Like I said, like I've only worked like 2 or 3 birthdays out of my entire life.
Really? That's good.
Yeah, I usually make it a priority to take the birthday off. It's just with CEO Taku 2 weeks ago, and me taking like a road trip within the coming weeks.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, going on a quest.
Shall we get into that, or is that a little secret?
Going to Kentucky to stop by some bourbon distilleries. I'll put it that way without going into too much detail, because I don't know all the details myself. I just know it's next week or the week after or sometime this month. So, that's going to be cool. I am looking forward to it, though. That'll be fun. Going with like about 6 friends.
Road tripping is fun, man.
I'm like I said, looking forward to it. Other than that, business as usual. Just working, come home. Sometimes stream, sometimes work on these things. We got the extra show now with the sports stuff. That's cool. And so I got stuff I can talk about with sports every week without taking up entire Whatever We Want shows. Now I can use topics that won't be mentioned on the other show, like how terrible the Carolina Panthers are this season. but that's
And that's
okay.
your team. Yeah, you decided that you want that to be your team, right?
It's okay, Jazz. If they go 0-16 or 0-17, they still don't have the number one overall pick next year or the year after that. If they're bad, they're just gonna stay bad because they gave all their picks to the Chicago Bears so they could have the pick this year. And we're 0-4.
It's funny because I watched You Don't Watch Sports, which in and of itself is a funny sentence to just say. You don't watch sports, but I watched it and you saw my comment because I really do think I was like, no, that shit got legs. There's something there that I could see that channel getting some type of a span, whatever. But anyway, I watched it and it's funny because the whole thing is for people who don't watch sports. So y'all trying to get, too nuanced and you put it out there and you give people something to talk about and not super in depth. But then like it was like a small fraction of the first episode because you love shit so much that you started just being like, these motherfuckers. And I was like, this man just love this shit. It's fucking hilarious. I love it. Yeah. No, but it was cool, man. What was I gonna say? Oh, speaking of work, and taking time off, like I said, obviously, this being a week by week show, last week I was on vacation, and then as we record this now, I just worked a shift. I'm back off vacation. So, it is what it is. I'm back home now. But Chicago is what, 4.5, 5 hour drive. And all good things come to an end, but it was everything I needed it to be. It really was.
That's good.
It was like I had no spiritual experience or nothing like that. Like my boy D there, he said like this was some years ago, but he randomly went to fucking Albuquerque some years ago by himself. Never been there before, didn't know where he was gonna go. He just randomly chose Albuquerque, went there for a few days, and he's had like a fucking experience where he said like a fucking mountain like spoke to him and told him that he was gonna be like okay. Not like the motherfucker grew lips, none of that shit. But it was
grew lips.
Like, the way you were looking like this motherfucker.
No, I'm thinking some Moses in the bush shit. Like
the way he describes it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. This is he had some fucking Moses in the bush moment.
We need him to come on this. He need to come on the show, just period. I've been trying to get him on the show with schedules, but the way he describes it like he went to fucking Albuquerque. Because he just wanted to get away. He didn't know where to go. Randomly went to Albuquerque by his fucking self. I want to get away, facts here. And he went there and he said he had like a spiritual experience where he was just like, thinking and all of a sudden about like, if he was, I don't remember exactly, but something like if he was worthy or if he was this or that. And basically a mountain like told him everything was going to be all right.
Fair enough.
And I was like, I ain't had no spiritual experience like that.
Me neither.
Granted, if I did go to the fucking Southwest by myself for no reason, maybe a mountain range would fucking like. Yeah,
if you went on a spirit quest,
which he did basically.
Yeah, you go on a spirit quest. Sometimes you find what you're looking for. You found a spiritual moment.
But I bring that up to say I didn't have none of that, but I did go to Chicago and I feel like I got me back in a weird way, if that makes any sense. Okay. I feel like I was just, I don't want to say I feel like I was stagnating, because I felt like I was stagnating 6 years ago when I randomly drove to Chicago by myself for one night with nowhere to stay and slept in my car for a few hours just because I had to get away. That was, I feel like I was stagnating. I got to get out of here. This time, it was more calculated. Yeah, I drove there just for like fucking a day just because I felt like I was stagnating and it was just like, oh my God, I gotta get out of St. Louis. And I didn't even book a fucking hotel. And I just went up there and then, on the way back, put over to the side of the road, slept for a few hours and drove back. That was feeling like I was being stagnant. This time, it was like, I don't want to say stagnating, but I feel like whatever assertiveness of my personality was starting to just like kind of slowly go away, and I found myself being less talkative or feeling like I could bring up situations to people or have conversations or talk to people and shit.
Yeah.
And maybe it was because I didn't I did feel stifled creatively. I don't know. But I feel like I got a creative reset. Um Within 5 days, Tuesday to Saturday, I saw a play 4 out of 5 days. So I saw four plays in 5 days, basically.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then the one day that I didn't see a play, I could have seen one, but I hung with my friend who's up there. I hung with him, and he's living good. But I hung with him all day, for like fucking 6 hours or some shit, just hanging
Nice.
and chilling. And then afterwards, I could have probably tried something, but I just drove home. I drove to the hotel I was in and just got some food. I was staying in extended stay, so I made some chicken stir fry and then chilled. I could have seen, but in 5 days I saw four shows, and it was what I needed, man. And it was just so good. I saw the Lehman trilogy. I think that's how you pronounce it. Lehman.
Lehman? Layman?
Apparently, it's about the Lehman Brothers
Okay.
financing. I had never heard of them, but apparently they're a big time finance like corporation or whatever, and it
Yeah.
tells the story from the three brothers who created the original finance. It tells that their story first getting off the boat as like Jewish immigrants back in like the late 1800s, all the way up to 2008, when the stock market crashed.
Huh.
And it basically tells all the story of like, people die, people get married, people have kids, the kids take over, the kids have kids, then their kids might take over, then this died. And it was three guys, and with the set, they were making, this platform, and this became this, and now he's this guy, and now he's this guy, and now he's this guy, and then now he's, for a hot second, they became the love interest so they could, do the marriage, and it was like all this shit, and it was like now they're the kid, and it was good. And then I saw Sanctuary City. That was a good one. That was done in the round. I don't think I've ever acted in the round. I acted in whatever it's called, where it's people on both sides,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't act. The round is people on all sides.
Yeah. When you dance on the floor.
Yeah. I wanted to say the rest of the lyrics, my brain didn't go there. Ah! She was like a beauty queen from a movie scene. Okay. Anyway, one of the best bass lines in music, by the way.
I agree.
Anyway, yeah, like facts. But no, that was like I said, I've acted where it's audience on both sides, but then there's two sides where there's nobody. But I never acted where it was all like people all around me.
I've not done that either.
Yeah. That's that. I think when a show is done in the round, I think that is a bigger task on the director more so than the actors.
For like the blocking and all that stuff.
Yeah, they got to figure out how they want to stage you so that way every side of the audience can see your ass. And you're not facing, the right side of the fucking building for too long to where the people on the left only see your back for a fucking 15 minutes and then they're like, well, why'd I buy a ticket? So I think that because as the actor, you just get told where to go and then you give the right nuance and you're good. The director got to figure out where to fucking place your ass.
Exactly.
I think that when, like I said, I did a show where it was people on both sides, I think that's damn near the same type of undertaking because you still got to figure out how to place me, for both sides. So you pretty much got to move me around the same way, But anyway, I saw Sanctuary City. Apparently, Sanctuary City is a term. I looked it up, but it's a term that means I don't. Let me not quote this wrong. I was gonna try to say it off of memory of what I looked up. Let me not do that. Let me fucking look up the term and say it the right way because it is some fucking serious shit. Sanctuary city is a municipality that limits or denies its cooperation with the national government in enforcing immigration law.
Okay.
There you go. And it dealt with immigrants, and it was like this girl. It starts off with these two guys, this girl and this guy, and it starts off with her talking about her arm is like fucked up, and they're in high school. Her arm is fucked up, and she's like, "Yo, can I just come in and stay with you for the night?" And they're high schoolers, and she comes and she stays with him on his fire escape. Mom doesn't know there and all this shit, and then basically you follow the timeline, and you find out that eventually the mom moves away, so he gets the apartment by himself, and then you find out that the girl's mom was being abused and she was being abused too, but eventually the guy left, and then she ends up like moving out of that place, and then she gets citizenship, so then she devises a plan with the friend.
Uh-huh.
She devises a plan with him, and nothing with them is sexual or romantic in any nature. But she devises a plan like, "Yo, I got citizenship. We can get married, and then we'll both have citizenship, and you'll be good too." But then they start doing this whole thing of, okay, well, we got to say, okay, well, they're going to ask us, when did we first fall in love? Where was the first kiss? What does the kitchen look like? Basically, like if we're like a couple and stuff. But then the next scene, you find out that, okay, they devise this whole plan, all this stuff. They go away to college. And then, so like the first scene, I guess, is several different parts of like them telling the different stories of I want her to leave the mom, but then okay, we gotta take a citizenship test, but then okay, now it's your birthday, and then all this shit back and forth and everything. The
Yeah.
second scene is just like one flat scene, and it's he's in college, she comes to visit him. They start talking about the marriage plan and all this stuff, but then you find out that the guy has a boyfriend, and the boyfriend is like, "Yo, you got to do what you got to do." But I don't know if I like the idea because is she in this to help you, or is she in this for ego, or is she in this for something else? So that was the whole thing with that. That was good. Um, the best one I saw, which is one that I would love to be in, was this play called Birthday Candles.
Okay.
And that one, apparently Deborah Messing, you heard of Deborah Messing.
Yeah.
Will and Grace. Apparently, Deborah Messing just did that shit in Broadway last year, which I didn't even know. But Birthday Candles is a play about this woman Ernestine,
Mm-hmm.
and it basically every scene, every time we meet her, it's always her birthday, and it starts out on her 17th birthday, and she's making his birthday cake with her mom and all this shit. And she's like, 17 being dramatic. Have I wasted my life? Oh my God, what have I done? And this and this and that. And I can't believe it. And oh no, blah, blah, blah. And then we basically like every time there's another thing, it's always her birthday. And we see 17, and we see 18. Then we see her 20s and she goes to college. Then her 30s. Then, she's, 40s,
Okay.
50s, and then we like go all the way up to her being like 90 and like 100 and shit. But people die, and then people are born, and she has kids, and she gets married,
Grandkids and all
but
that
it's always her
stuff.
birthday. That shit was touching. I
Oh
love that.
yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah,
Um,
that's going to be, that sounds like it's made to be a tearjerker, especially because it's like, oh, hey, and now everyone I know is dead, and here's some other trauma I had. Oh well, last year we had the divorce and the kids left and the doo doo.
and the fact that it was always her birthday was so beautiful because it was like always, and then you create your own traditions and shit. So the one tradition that she always made it a tradition was on her birthday, she made her cake because that was her thing. So you always see like she's making her cake, or like what may happen here and there, and other stuff happens with it. But it was always, and it took place in the kitchen. It was,
Mhm.
plays have like
Yeah.
some places you move around, but a lot of plays have it takes place in just one room, and they justify why you're in that room.
Yeah.
So it was always in the kitchen.
And
So
since her tradition is making herself a cake.
um, and I saw that with my friend when I was up there because he wanted to see it because one of his friends was in it. So he wanted to see it as a supporter, and he asked me if I wanted to see it, and I said, hell yeah, I do. So I go see it, and it was funny because like we were both talking about how good it was after it was over. Me and my dude, and then he said, "Kind of make you want to call your parents." And I was like, "You know what, man? No joke. I was thinking, damn, I might want to call my mom or dad after watching this. It was touching as shit, man.
That's
I want,
cool.
and it's not a bad role in the whole show, so I want to be in that one eventually. I Aquarian Rising doesn't have even like minimalistic. I don't have the budget or like whatever to do that show justice.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to bring that to a theater company I think might want to do it, and we'll see. Yeah, but that's a whole different story. The last show what was the last show I saw? Oh, then I saw my friend is part of an ensemble.
Ooh.
He's a member of a theater,
Yes.
basically. He said they asked him not too long after he got to Chicago. See, he got to Chicago. He said it'll be 10 years, fucking March. But he said like I think it was 2 years into him being there. He auditioned for a show with them and he got in it. And then he said not too long after auditioning and being in the show, they asked him did he want to join, be a member. And he said yeah. So this is like they love him, man. First off, that's a side note before I even get into the play. The people they love that dude because the few people that I did meet that were part of the theater company that he works with,
Yeah.
everybody, I was like, yeah, my name is Jazz. I'm an actor from St. Louis. I'm coming here just seeing plays on a vacation week. He's like, yeah, I'm friends with, so and so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like let's say his name is, I don't know, Phil, which it's not. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm friends with Phil. Phil! Everybody did that shit. I was like, they love this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. And then I even told one of the people, the star of the show that I saw, I was like, hey, I hope it's not weird that I waited to say hi to you because I know I don't know you. But my friend, he told me that I should say, introduce myself to you. And I was like, yeah. And I said, he told me how much he loves everybody here, loves you guys. And she's like, well, we love Phil. I was like, this motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it was cool shit. The play was The Rise and Fall of Little Voice.
Little
Never heard of it.
voice.
Little Voice.
Okay.
Never heard of it. But it was the production value was on point. The acting was really good. It was an interesting script though. Everybody had like my accent game is trash. I can't do accents worth shit.
Same.
6 people in the show, everybody had to do a Cockney accent. And they were all really good. So yeah, they were good. But it was basically this girl who she's not mute. She doesn't talk for real. She does talk, but she doesn't talk for real. But then you find out later on that she can sing, but she's got somewhat of an overbearing mom. Not really somewhat. She got an overbearing mom. But the mom ends up dating this dude, and the guy is like trying to find talent for this this like club that he does. So you find out that she can sing, and eventually skipping over a lot of shit, but eventually he's like, yo, you know, she's talented, talking to the mom, and he's like, yo, she's talented. We can make something happen with this. She's not really gonna look. No, there's something there, god damn it. And then he finally finds a way to like, get it to happen, and she comes out of her shell and all this stuff. So
Okay.
but there's more to it than that. Apparently that went up the first time in 92 because I looked it up. I was like, well, I'll be damned. But it just felt good to like just get out, like I say, not have to worry about going to work any day.
Yeah.
Not have to do anything. and I didn't even party super hard or nothing like that. But I just got up there. I did a little tourist shit here and there, but seeing shows as an actor, seeing plays, that's all I needed. So
Nice. I had a similar name drop thing where I mentioned a friend to some other people that know the friend, and then they're just like, "Oh,
yeah, man,
uh,
this shit. I was like, y'all love this dude. That's what's up.
back in the college times." Um,
The college times. What's up? I'm sorry, that just sounds funny.
back in my day when I was a young
Right.
whippersnapper.
Back in the college times.
Before times, but like around the time I was in college, like those early, those years of my life, there was I had some friends that were into like some indie music and stuff, and they knew this group from they knew of this group from St. Louis or the St. Louis area. Not from, or maybe they're from the Illinois area. They're from around there. They were called like So Many Dynamos or whatever, and they were coming into town. Yeah, they were coming into town, and a friend of mine, I've mentioned him on the show, but he hasn't come on the show. But he, being a musician himself, you do know who it is.
I know you're talking about without you even saying it.
Yeah, being a musician himself, he knew them apparently, and he had mentioned something about that. So I'm there. I go with the friends to the show. We listen to the music and stuff, and then afterwards, I'm talking to them. They're like shaking hands. They're like, like, oh yeah, I'm from the St. Louis, that area as well. They're like, oh yeah, even though blah blah blah. He said you might know. It's like, oh, I know that guy. Yeah. So how do you know? Blah, 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 blah. They just instantly, they were so happy. They were like, oh, you know this dude is? And they ended up, since I was staying in a house at the time, as opposed to an apartment, I was staying in a house at the time. It was a pretty solid house. My roommates at the time eventually, and since it was their house, they invited them over. They're like, if you guys haven't already spent money on a hotel, and y'all just trying to crash for the night, y'all can stay with us. And so they did. And that was cool. We played Rock Band, made the drummer feel bad because they hadn't really done the Rock Band, but drums is about the most the closest thing to accurate. Drum. Yeah, it's the closest thing to accurate out of all of them. But our drum pedal was kind of broke. Oh no, it was the red pad had been kind of worn down, which sucked because the song that the person wanted to try the game out on starts with like a huge line of just red. And so if it's not fully responsive and the person's like, and losing, it's like you could have chosen any other song that at least started it off with something other than like a good 5-second block of red.
Do you remember the song?
One of the Smashing Pumpkins songs.
Okay, I don't know Smashing Pumpkins that well. I know who they are.
Yeah, the it wasn't that song. It might have been Today, but I don't remember. I don't think it was Today. But whatever song it was, he wasn't able to do it. But we played some other stuff, and it was fun, and we just got to chill, and that was cool.
They made that song, Despite All My Rage.
Yeah, that's them. Bullet with Butterfly Wings. Yeah, the world is a vampire. Set to dream.
That dude got that weird voice. That's an effect on his voice, right?
Is it?
Maybe.
And what do I get for my pain?
All right.
Great desires. And then these are the game.
4 major grunge bands: Nirvana, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, and Pearl Jam. Who's your favorite?
Wait, give me the 4 groups.
The 4 major grunge bands.
Okay.
Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, and Pearl Jam. Who's your favorite?
By default, I'm going to have to say Nirvana.
I knew you were going to say that, yo.
I think I know about one. I know about 2 or 3 songs from each of them. So, Alice in Chains. Only one I really think I know is "Man in a Box."
Wow. Wow.
Boom,
Wow.
boom, boom,
Wow.
boom, boom. Ow, ow. Yeah, I know that one, and I had to sing that in Rock Band a lot.
That shit is a
Uh,
lot more funky than people give it credit, but whatever.
a lot
Yeah.
more what?
Funky.
Oh yeah, I can give you that.
Soul and funk and shit.
Yeah. Soundgarden is Black Hole Sun and Spoonman, or is that someone else?
Yeah, I didn't know Spoon Man until like probably about 3 or 4 years ago. And I said, the song is cool. The song is cool. The lyrics, I was like, this was a big ass hit. They just wrote a song about a man that played the spoon. So
All
it's like,
my friends are Indians. All my friends are skeletons.
yeah,
They
Spoon
beat
Man
the
make the
rhythm
music with
with
your
their
hand.
bones.
And then let this man get a spoon solo. I said, fucking kill it. Go ahead.
Oh, man, come together with your hand. I like that song better than Black Hole Sun. Even the just because it's more upbeat, and having to do both of those in Rock Band a lot, I preferred the upbeat one. Cause sitting there and just going, "Won't you come?"
Oh, at the end when you just saying it over and over.
Won't you come? It's like it's so
Pearl
boring.
Pearl Jam.
They got the jump,
Jeremy.
not jump, Jeremy.
Yeah, which is apparently
Which one's
got-
Jeremy again? I know I've heard it.
Jeremy spoken class today.
I don't know if I know Jeremy. I know I've heard of it. I don't think I know that one.
That was their first
They
hit
got
ever.
another song that everybody fuck.
But you had,
Alive.
I was gonna say, Jeremy, Alive, and then there's another one I can't think of off the top of my head, but they had a few. But Jeremy apparently came from Eddie Vedder got the idea to write that shit from reading the true story of a boy. He read in the paper. The boy apparently like elementary school age, like maybe 9 years old or some shit, went in front of his class to say something, do a presentation, whatever, fucking, and killed himself. Yeah, in front of everybody. Which is why when you watch the video, obviously they don't show the boy, killing himself, but they show the reaction of the kids, and the kids are just like, yeah, it's fucking crazy. Out of the four main bands, the lead rockers of the groups, Kurt Cobain from Nirvana, Chris Cornell from Soundgarden, what's my dude's name? Lane Staley from Alice in Chains. Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam is the only one still left.
Oh,
I didn't want to make that joke. It was so in bad taste. I realized how it sounded. That was so in bad taste. Low hanging fruit, you bitch.
Oh, I'm still alive. Yeah, dude. Oh.
Cornell was still alive, but he killed himself in 2017, man. So sad.
What you thought with your daddy was nothing but a.
You know what that means.
Son, she said, haven't got a little story for you.
Oh, okay. I don't know, bruh. Nobody knows the words in Alive.
Daddy was nothing but a.
Nobody knows the words in Alive.
Sleeping on the road at age 13.
Motherfucking
Your
Eddie
real
Vedder.
daddy was dying. Sorry you didn't see him. But I'm glad we talked. I had to hear the song. All the songs that I've just mentioned were in Rock Band, which is the main reason I know them. And Nirvana, I think, was the only group that I had known any songs from before Rock Band came out.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? But yeah, don't nobody know the words in the live. Eddie, the way Eddie
You do if you
Vedder.
played rock.
Oh, but Eddie Vedder has a great voice, but that man, he fucking swallows and chews every fucking syllable of every fucking word he sings. Amazing singer. I ain't taking shit away. But that dude, rawr, ram, still alive. That's part of the grunge, like what made grunge was that everybody fucking like swallowed the shit out of their words. Like fucking, of course we know fucking Smell of Teen Spirit. I know the words I've looked them up, but it's like okay. And what's that shit in Bloom? It's like nobody knows the fuck. That's part of what made grunge.
Sing along, Daddy likes the shooting gun, but he knows not what it means.
No.
Knows not what it means when I say it's the one. Oh, like this, and he likes to sing along.
But you know, like, and then what? Fucking, like I say, part of grunge. You don't know what they saying. Fucking Man in the Box. With I know he's saying "feed my eyes," but it's like somebody just wailing.
No, for me, I can understand him just perfectly fine. It's the guys in the background. Man, you shout out.
It's like, can you sow the when you sow them shit? Oh man. You now you do know the song "Them Bones," don't you? Gathering up,
them bones. No, what was the song you were singing? What was the song you were singing? I don't think I know what you're singing.
No, gathering up a big old pile of them bones. That's Alice in Chains.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, that might be, or no, how that song Would. How's that song Would go? I feel like you would know that one too. Them bones.
Would you mind? You mind?
Oh yeah. I feel so alone. Gonna end up in a big old pile of them bones. Yeah, that's how it goes.
No.
And then would, and it's would question mark, I believe. Like would. How did shit go? Oh yeah. Now you know this song. Into the flood again. The same old trip it was back then.
Maybe.
So I made a big mistake. See, the problem is you can understand everything I'm saying. Try to see what's my. I'm not even being funny.
No, I know. I would say probably, but I don't recognize it.
Oh shit. Did you know that Nirvana's Nevermind, Blood Sugar Sex Magic by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and the Low End Theory by A Tribe Called Quest all came out on the exact same fucking day?
Nope.
I believe it was September 21st, 1994. Hold on.
The 21st of September. Wait.
Hey,
Wait, the 21st night of September?
it honestly might be. Hold on. Let me see. Nirvana, Nevermind. They did all like those are all like genre breaking like albums, and they all dropped the same exact day. But let's
Yeah,
see.
they got people dancing in September.
24th.
You disappoint.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got your hopes up. What's your favorite Tribe Called Quest song, Pete? I'm fucking with you because I know that you probably have never.
Can I kick it?
You're not being for real. Can I kick it is a cool song.
Oh, that's not a Tribe Called Quest.
No, there is Tribe Called Quest. I thought you
Oh,
would.
then can I
Is it
kick
your
it?
favorite for real? I thought you were
Then
joking.
can I kick it?
Oh, I thought you were joking.
To all the people
thought you
who
were
can
just
quest
saying
like
some
a tribe does. Before this, did you really know who I was? Da, 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 da.
Damn.
Dum. Yeah.
I remember when I first heard that song. Good song. But when I first heard that song, can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I? I was like, yes, you can. God damn it, shit.
Kick it, damn it! Fucking kick it! I'm not gonna lie though, growing up though, I associated the song, or I associated the line, can I kick it, with a different song, just because I hadn't listened to enough stuff to be as educated on a Tribe Called Quest. You weren't that far off trying to call me out on not knowing the Tribe Called Quest stuff.
No,
but,
I thought that you were just playing, but you had it right. Yeah.
but remember DJ Cool's Let Me Clear My Throat? And he has a part in that song where he's like, "Can I kick it? Yes, you can." Oh, okay. Like a shout out to that. And for the longest, when I heard "Can I kick it," the first thing I thought was that part of fucking that. And then people were like, "No, it's a whole ass song. Tribe Called Quest. Educate yourself." Oh, sorry, my bad. And it's like, oh, now that's really cute too. Yeah.
And the video, I haven't seen the whole video, but the whole concept of the video for Can I Kick It is so fucking just like is corny, but it's corny in a fun way. Because they have like block letters of it and they're at a fucking like baseball diamond and they're running up playing kickball and taking turns kicking it. Like for real. It's like, hey, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad.
I'm not either. I have a smile on my face. That's fantastic.
Yeah, they're literally running up and taking turns kicking it. Yeah. What was I gonna say? What's the most recent album that you might have listened to, or that you who's a recent artist that you're into now? There you go. Let me, before I get like way too nuanced, who's a recent artist you into, whatever genre?
Recent.
Mm-hmm.
Current, yeah. No, I figured that's what you meant by recent. Mm-hmm. I don't really have an artist in particular. I have, via listening to various anime openings and stuff, I've started getting more listening to that kind of stuff. No, I'm just being honest. Like, we all love the 90s X-Men cartoon USA song, like the 90s Fox Kids. The anime theme, Japan has an anime theme for that same cartoon, but it has its own Japanese opening that's not that, and it's on some fucking Fist of the North Star shit. Like, I feel like a friend of mine was joking around saying, like, he was pretty sure the person that did that song, or the group that did that song, had just got done watching Hokuto no Kid, and they were like, we gotta throw random English in here. But it's pretty epic, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, damn, I still like Cars, but it's an epic song. And then they listen to the whole thing, and then there's random English thrown in there, including... That's
always so funny.
Dude, the way it ends is funny, like, because you have all this stuff, you know, it's like, blah, 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 the whole song. But then it ends, it's like, cry for the moon! Just in English, just cry for the moon!
I can't, like, Zoom is
insane, like, cry for the moon. Just screaming it. Cry for the moon! That's funny.
Yeah, Zoom is English on my side. But I got you. Cry for the moon.
But I'm always, but apparently the full version of that song is on Spotify, so that's the most recent thing I added. That was funny. Anything else? I haven't been listening to a lot of music. Everything I've been doing is just... Any music I've been listening to was like video game stuff and stuff like that, because I've been streaming like Street Fighter and whatnot. Now I will say a song I heard this past weekend
Okay, I'm curious, for real.
It is not a new song. Well, first you answer your question, and then I'll talk about the song I heard this past weekend because that's a whole nother topic, and that's a segue. But
Oh, okay.
you answer your
Oh,
question.
you want me to answer what I asked you about
Yeah.
who's a recent artist? I mean,
Yeah.
well, I mean, like that's why I was gonna say into doesn't necessarily mean favorite. So I'm not saying like who's your favorite like current artist, but just into. So, but I
Yeah.
mean, I'm into a few motherfuckers. Like I like me some. I got to hear a little more, but I liked Big Energy by Lotto. I like Olivia Rodrigo. A lot of people like Olivia Rodrigo. Even old heads who don't listen to current music give her props. I like
Fair.
Olivia Rodrigo. Um, her stuff is real poppy, but it's nuanced. Anyway, like her, I like me some Taylor Swift. Who
I
doesn't?
am not into Taylor Swift.
I know, but I'm saying I like some Taylor Swift. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm sorry. I like Taylor Swift. There you go. I'm not gonna say who doesn't, but I like Taylor Swift anyway. All right. I like me some I still like some Ye, even though, behind the scenes the man got who knows what, but
It's okay. Just go back to living in the 21st century when things were fine. When he was doing something mean to it.
Doing better than anybody we ever seen do it.
Yeah. Now his shit ain't got a nice ring to it. His theme music's pretty bad. He ain't no
Springs
superhero
from
no
the
more.
haters.
Oh, they
became his own theme music, goddammit.
Springs from the haters is his theme music.
It became his theme music, goddammit. No, what you about to say?
I was just gonna keep going with the fucking.
Oh,
he should not have had all that power type shit.
I was say, who doesn't like Cole and Kendrick?
Yeah, they're the classic.
I like.
Oh, Pete and Bass.
Yeah, you told me about them.
Pete and Bass.
Them motherfuckers.
British rappers.
And when you first played them, you said jazz. This is really these guys.
Yeah.
This is not some fake shit. First thing I say, just them for real. Like, yes. Them two old white British dudes rapping hard as shit.
Banging on the chickens, I'm a gangster bitch. I'm banging into shit on some gangster shit.
and then, as somebody who's like an aspiring rapper and shit, they have control over their voice. That's one thing that you don't realize. You have to gotta have control of your voice because you think you're just talking. It's like, no, you gotta know how to talk on beat and make it sound good. Mm-hmm. They had control over their voice, making it flow and shit and hit. I'm like,
backflipper, stripping the jack liquor,
the rhyme schemes was crazy. I said,
chop the drop shots in them.
And you had the two different fields because you had the one dude that was going hard, the one dude that was laid back.
Wrapped up, get back in, the sax ain't slacking, the stew stay pressed while the boys go grab him. Whatever. This is one phone call if I got a toe tag him. Backflip, second. The short one's the loud and aggressive one.
Hard shit.
Yeah.
I said, this is two old white British men, and they
got other songs where they got Sindhu Sesh by them. Is a pretty good one where they do a lot of back and forth playing off each other. They play off each other very well.
You gotta love when you have duos, like rap duos and shit, and they got good chemistry like that. Mm-hmm. Like speaking of Tribe Called Quest, Phife Dawg and fucking Q-Tip, they had that shit. Method Man Redman, they had that shit. They weren't on a whole lot of songs, but shit, Dre and Eminem had that shit when they were on songs together. Just motherfuckers like had that good chemistry where they play off each other and all that shit. It's like, okay, all right. Another dude like who I'm into now is Cordae.
Okay.
He originally YBN Cordae, but then he left the crew and went solo and just took the YBN off. YBN stood for Young Boss Nigga. He took that off. But yeah. Well, yeah. But I like Cordae, and he just rapped. He apparently he was friends with Juice WRLD. Rest in peace, Juice WRLD. You heard of Juice WRLD?
Yes, he died.
Yeah, he died in like fucking 20.
He had Lucid Dreams and stuff. That was a song of his.
That was his big hit.
About it. Yeah, so I have heard of him. It wasn't just that he died.
Yeah, it was a sample of a Sting song. I forget what the song was. Anyway, but no, he had like an old Juice World verse because apparently Juice World's biggest inspiration was Eminem, right? And they just released a song. I want to say a month, 2 months ago, Doomsday, and Corday, who got when he first came out with his first solo album, he got a lot of praise and accolades from the old heads in the rap game because Corday's like 24, maybe 25 now, and one of them being Eminem. So they had an old Juice World verse, and I think Corday might have rapped on it a while ago, or it might be a new verse. But they took the old role model beat from fucking Slim Shady LP. Okay, I'm going to attempt to drown myself. You could be just like me. Burn down, wing, boom, boom. And they took that shit. They took Juice WRLD's verse. They fucking put that on the beat. Corday rapped on it, and they just released that shit like a month or two ago. So that was cool as fuck.
Cool.
And in the video, Corday, because we got the fucking deep fake technology and shit, Corday's like going down the hall rapping to the shit. And then they fucking like change his face to fucking Juice WRLD on the Juice WRLD verse. So it's like Juice WRLD is rapping. So that was cool.
That's kind of cool.
So yeah. So that's why I was like, I can, you know me, you ask me who's my favorite, you're going to get me, I'm going to say a whole bunch of motherfuckers.
Yeah. Also, in regards
to
not
favorite, who I'm into.
Yeah. Also, in regards to this past weekend, you think you know a guy. You think you know him. Like, I saw that it was a good event.
What we're gonna talk about?
Yeah, so it's I know we're nearing the end, so we don't have to go into detail on the whole show. Although the theory that Darby Allin is trying to brutally get himself injured continues staying with some of the bumps he took in that match. If you didn't see it,
I haven't seen. All I saw was Adam Copeland, Edge debuts in AEW, and now watch the media scrum. I haven't seen.
Fair. They the second, like my roommate was telling me that there was gonna be a chance, and when he told me that they had moved Christian to the main event of the show,
everybody was like,
okay.
Everybody was like, the non-compete just ended like a day or two ago from when Wrestle Dream happened. They put Christian in the main event. The speculation has been there since you had issues with WWE and you said, I'm leaving in the first place.
Yeah. So it's sitting there and I'm like, well, what's going to happen? And you hear he got to keep pretty much everything but the name.
Yeah.
Because the music even started up with, they changed it up. They got someone else to record it. Allegedly, it's Beth Phoenix saying it, his wife.
Oh, you think you know me, really? Oh,
yeah, but she doesn't say you think you know me. That's the copyright. You think you know him.
Oh, shit.
And then blah, 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 blah. On this day, I see clearly.
You'd be so surprised what songs are fucking like not licensed to WWE. I didn't know that was not a WWE song because Edge had it for so long. I just knew that WWE owned it. This whole time they were fucking just renting that shit. I said, what? I saw in the media scrum, they said, how were you able to do that? And he said, well, I'm friends with the people that make the songs, so they were perfectly fine letting us use it.
If Triple H somehow ever left WWE, Motorhead songs are going with him.
I did see you. You associate this shit with WWE because they had it for so long. I forget that's Motorhead.
Yep.
That's not WWE.
Yeah. King of Kings or
Time to Play the Game.
Time to Play the Game. And that's also why it still gets played in that's also why the NFL and people can play it so much like, oh, it's third down. Time to play the game. Time to play the game. Yeah, that's why, because it's Motorhead and Triple H was friends with Motorhead before he passed. So, well, Lenny from Motorhead, but or Lemmy. think it's Lemmy
I
with
don't
an
know.
M.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't remember who wins in a battle, Lemmy or God. Trick question. Lemmy is God. It's from, I think, Wayne's World or some shit. But that is a thing from the past. Where they were
About
trying to ask that. Yeah, that was the thing they do it. It was like, who would win in a battle, Lemmy or God? Trick question. Lemmy is God. Anyway, I thought it was cool though that he got to keep everything. He even keeps the same fireworks, and obviously, well, it's just a fireworks display.
You
But
can't copyright fireworks,
he gets
right?
to keep like pretty much everything but the name Edge. But at the end of the day, people are gonna know who the fuck that is within a second. Especially the second that theme hits. It's like how the Hardys is general public music, so they can go anywhere.
That's
and
public
use the
domain,
same,
so that's why, right? That's public domain. Again, shit that you think is licensed WWE, and then you realize, oh shit, they don't own this shit. That's why, and then AEW is really making WWE do this shit now, but that's why WWE is changing motherfuckers' names so that way if your real name is anywhere in your fucking stage name, that's why they fucking changed it to Raquel. I think Rodriguez is what she goes by.
Yeah, and she was Gonzalez before.
Because Gonzalez was like her real last name, and they took Austin off of Austin Theory because his real name is Austin some shit. It's like they were changing motherfuckers' names because they like, nah, bruh. You ain't fucking taking this shit and going somewhere with it, goddammit. I was surprised that Edge still, like, I guess they didn't copyright Rated R Superstar, but I was surprised that he was still using that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rated R Superstar has arrived. I was like, oh, okay. He could say the Rated R Superstar still. That's great. And he could even say that still. Then it's really like, oh, anybody just casually hears Rated R Superstar. Like, wait, so is Edge at AEW? You think you know it? Oh, wait, that is Edge. Holy shit.
And it's like we knew that Cult of Personality, didn't belong to WWE, but it became so synonymous. CM Punk comes out with it. Oh shit. So yeah, it's like fuck, Now some shit obviously like, Stone Cold's theme song, or if The Rock
any of the Jim Johnston stuff is WWE.
Like that's
however, whoever sang Big Show's thing with the well, there's the Big Show, that version, that guy Big Show, what he did was he just got him to do another song by the same guy, and it still started with the well, but it's just built into the song. Well,
and then like Bryan Danielson coming out to Ride
of the Valkyries.
That's public domain. They just remixed it a little bit, but that's public domain, But no, man, I'm happy for Edge and any wrestlers like that go to AEW if they can find a spot for them, make it work. I think it's a little silly that some people online are acting like they know better for him, and they're like acting like, how dare you, do this. And it's like, bitch, you don't, like, let the man fucking make a decision for himself. And like, but yeah, that's silly. But I mean, we all know at the end of the day that if you fucking keep up with wrestling fandom, there's so much fucking I'm better than you, smarter than you, you ain't shit in this shit. It's so fucking stupid. So that's a whole different thing. But a few different things. One thing is, if you would like to follow us on our respective socials, you can go ahead and anywhere you stream your music, you can find yours truly on any music platform. Look me up under the name Super Jazz. That's spelled SUPERJAZ. Go ahead and look up the name of my debut solo album I dropped back in 2021 called My Secret Identity. You might have to put in Super Jazz, My Secret Identity, since I'm not that famous yet. Also, go ahead and look me up on Twitter under the handle Super Jazz 2, or is it X? Anyway, under the handle Super Jazz 2, so that's Super Jazz number 2. And of course, you can find and follow me on Instagram under the name Forever Super Jazz, the word forever spelled correctly. And I started a production company for plays and whatever else might arise, but started a production company. We just wrapped the first show in June, and the name of the company is Aquarian Rising Productions. Go ahead and look that up and give it a like on Facebook. That's Aquarian, not Aquarius. Where can they find you, man?
Well, you guys know you can find me here every week, every Wednesday on the Whatever We Want podcast. You can also find me elsewhere on YouTube on the channel Feo Grande. That is Feo Grande. I have a couple of shows on that channel. First off, every week, every Tuesday, a good show. I do it. A good friend of mine, a good friend of the show, who Jazz called out at the beginning, Bill Smith. We got two shows on Tuesdays. We have a show called This Guy Hasn't Seen, where we talk about various movies back and forth. We trade them. This week was Blade Runner. Next week we start getting into the spooky season with Suicide Club.
We are Tears in the Rain. Is that what he says? Is that the one where he said that shit?
Something about like tears in the rain. Yeah. Time to die. Yeah, so check that out. It's a discussion thing we do where we trade back and forth. And on Saturdays, we got a new show that we've been doing called You Don't Watch Sports. It's for people who don't really watch sports a lot. And you're casual fans. You may just want to stay this. You're interested in sports. You just don't really watch them. But you like to be a little bit of brush on some of the big topics. We give you about 3 things so you can just discuss them throughout the week. And that way you don't feel as left out when people around you are talking about things. You're like, you know what? I actually heard something about this. And it's fun. It's a good time. It's a shorter format than the other shows we got, so it's nice and good. Filler stuff for that. And that's on the same channel, Feo Grande. Those episodes are Saturday mornings. I also have a Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That is Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by. It's October. Gonna be playing a lot of God of War this month, like every year. Yeah.
Yeah. Hardest working podcaster going in the up and coming podcast business, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. But yo, whether it be about Adam Copeland, Edge, rated R superstar, making an AEW debut.
Adam Copeland, baby!
How many people have made that joke?
Honestly, really, I haven't heard anybody do it, but I thought all one people did. Damn, okay, shit, you the first person I heard, but I thought you heard one people. Oh shit, okay, well maybe not a whole lot. You might be numero uno. Whether it be about my vacation and it ending, but how good it was, whether it be about your looming vacation and how good it's gonna be, whether it be about music nowadays and what we like about it and who we like and who we love and who we can't get enough of. What we gonna talk about next time?
Whatever we want.
Be nice to yourself, everybody.
Adiosness.
By the way, we done 100 and some of these. You know how hard it is sometimes when I'm in the moment talking and doing whatever, and at the end I done made my fucking catchphrase to say whether it be about, and I had to go through my brain and try to remember what the fuck we talked about. Anyway, peace out.
Adiosness.